Howdy, welcome to a random corner of my kitchen. We're gonna do another week of plant chores video, just because I don't really know what else to post right now, because the only thing that I do is work and plant chores and paint Warhammer figures. So this is what we're gonna do for now. In a couple of weeks it's gonna be my birthday and I'm gonna go plant shopping for my birthday. So that video is coming. Right now we're just gonna do plant chores just to have something to post. Something very dramatic just happened. I woke up, I looked at my silver sword and I noticed that 2 of its leaves were yellowing. And I was like, uh-oh. So I chopped them off and then I was thinking about it and I was like, ooh, it could have root rot. So I just took it out of the pot and spent like an hour trying to clean the roots off. It did have root rot. So then I spent more time trying to get all the roots that were rotted. I realized I don't have hydrogen peroxide, which is what you use to treat root rot. So I was like, well, fuck, what do I do? And I realized I actually really hated the bottom of my silver sword. It was growing in a really weird way. It was like all kinds of angles and it just wasn't very stable. It was super top heavy and constantly trying to fall over. And I also realized that the top couple of nodes had some like active root growth, which I'm sure like the plant knew that its roots were rotting, so it was like, okay, now I'm gonna root in a moss pole. So I chopped it. I chopped up my silver sword. This is it now. This is all one cutting. I tried to keep as many leaves as I could on. And there's actually, you can see it right there. There is a new leaf. I'm gonna turn this light off. Do you like that? How does that look? So it does have a new leaf. It's gonna be really upset. I'm interested to see how that leaf looks when it does finish coming out. But these nodes, this isn't perlite, by the way. This node and then the node below it has like fresh new baby roots coming out of it. So I was like, okay, so it should root up pretty easily. And then I would get her back in a pot, back on a moss pole, and hopefully everything will be fine. But this is one of my favorite plants that I own, so it's stressful. I did also notice as I was chopping it up that down towards more of the base of the stem, but what was like still under the dirt, the stem root area, had an activated growth point with a little tiny guy trying to push out. So I went ahead and chopped that up, tried to get as many roots off of it as I could. I didn't use hydrogen peroxide. I used what we have, which is rubbing alcohol. I just really diluted it, rinsed it off in that, and popped it into some perlite of its own. So it does have some roots already, since it was part of the root system, and we'll see how that one does. So this is like just a backup, just in case. Worst case scenario, I have 2 silver swords. I'm also getting over what I believe is a cold, in case you can't tell. I also put 2 of my begonia propagations into their own designated little perlite cups because they both started forming roots. The 3rd little stem cutting that I had of my begonia ferox unfortunately started rotting, so I tossed that, but these 2 have roots forming, so that is very exciting. Now I'm going to pot up one of my pink princess cuttings. Well, this is the only pink princess cutting. Both of the pups are popped up. Both of the pups are potted up already, but I have this little cutting and I'm going to be giving it to a friend. What the fuck is that? Ew, what is that? Is that like weird? Is that mold? That's crazy. I'm gonna rinse that off first. But I'm gonna pot this up and give it to her. I do love how her roots are pink too. I wish I just had a better one of these. I just hate mine. I'm probably gonna sell that one too and keep one of her pots. Okay, let's go pot this up. Okay, we're at my potting station. I did go to Swanson's today and restock on all of my soil and soil amendments. I'm trying a new soil. It's the Fox Farms soil. I've seen a bunch of people rave about it, so I wanted to try it. But I have some freshly mixed up potting soil, and that's what we're gonna be using. It's gonna be going into a shitty little Amazon nursery pot. But I know that the friend that I'm giving it to, like, as soon as they're acclimated, she repots them and puts them into something cuter. So I'm not, like, it's not gonna be for long. These are, like, good pots for that. I'm gonna trim that so there's, like, the least amount of stem possible. Everything about this plant is crazy. Like how pink it is, and like if you cut it, it looks like it's bleeding because like the sap coming out of it is pink. She's getting some good soil. I hope she keeps the soil that I give her. I need to tell her to do that. There's that. I'm gonna put that in. And then it has room to grow down. Actually, I can root it a little. I'm gonna plant it a little higher up. She has this very nice new leaf coming in, which actually has a good amount of variegation, it seems, for her, because she hates giving me variegation, as you can tell. I'm gonna go drown her, and I guess I can show you the other plants that I'm gonna be giving the friend. So, 1 second. Okay, these are the plants that we are going to be saying goodbye to. This is a Rhaphidophora. I can never remember the name to this one. I'm sorry. It's the dragon tail one that I have the mother plant of over here. I think it's doing something. It's had this growth point for like 6 months and it hasn't done anything. So we'll see, and I'll let her know, like, hey, if it's not doing anything, let me know and I'll figure it out. But it is fully rooted in here. It's got roots on the bottom. I don't even know if you can see them. So hopefully this does well for her. This is a mini monstera, which I believe is also a Rhaphidophora. I think it's Rhaphidophora tetrasperma. It's 2 cuttings. One was a wet stick and one was a top cutting. So this one just popped out of the wet stick, and it has another little growth point there. And then this one literally today popped out this tiny little growth point. So they're both doing well. I do see some roots. I see a little tiny baby amount of roots. So I think she'll like that one. And then I'm also doing, this is a top cutting of my monstera adansonii. This leaf is a little yellow, but I think it was getting too much sunlight in the window that it was in. So, but this was the top cutting from the moss pole, like it was rooted into the moss pole. So it does already have roots established, and it has a teeny tiny little active growth point there. So I might trim this one leaf off that's kind of bleached before I give it to her. I don't know. Or I could just tell her, like, hey, cut that leaf off if you don't like it. but I think that this guy is good enough to go with her, because I had another cutting of this. It has like the tiniest little bit of roots on it. All of the leaves on it died, so I had to cut all the leaves back. I don't know if there's a growth point for it to grow out of or to give me new leaves. If that one eventually does come around and push leaves out, I'll pot it with a mother plant. But I think this one is in good enough shape that it can go with my friend. And I'm not giving this to her. I just want to show you guys it. I was feeling a little bit depressed on my last day off. Well, I was feeling depressed, and also the weather was stunning. We're having a beautiful week here in Seattle. And I was like, I don't want to lay in bed and just be depressed all day. Like, that's a waste. So I went plant shopping. I only got one plant. I went to Seattle Plant Daddy. This is the plant that I got. The leaves look crazy. This is 100% natural. It's genetic. It's supposed to happen. It is called Farfugium japonicum. Firefly. Here. As you can tell, it was 20 bucks. I saw him post this on their Instagram story, and I was like, that's a cool looking plant. So when I went in and he still had some, I was like, and so I was asking about like the care of it. He said it's like a normal house plant, nothing crazy, water it once a week. And then he also told me, because I was deciding between this and a little jewel orchid, which a jewel orchid is a wish list plant of mine, but this one won out. Because I was like, okay, I'm deciding between these two. This is my budget. Which one is better? Which one should I get? He was like, they're so completely different that they're literally not comparable at all. But I will tell you that this one, if it gets enough sunlight during the day, the dots glow in the dark. Little fun fact about me, I love things that glow in the dark. I have had an affinity for them ever since I spent the night at a friend's house as a child, and she had those little glow-in-the-dark stars on the ceiling. I'm like, crazy how that happens. I love it. And the fact that it's natural and it just does it is so freaking cool. And I think the name Firefly is so cute because it literally just looks like a little night filled with fireflies. So I got that. It's so cool. I have checked if it does glow in the dark and if he lied to me or not. It does glow in the dark. It's not like a crazy glow, it's a very subtle glow, but it does glow in the dark, which is so cool. So that's all the plant stuff that's happened recently. That's all the plant stuff that has been done today, and those are all the plants that will be leaving me soon. We have the weekend, we have Easter, happy Easter, and then I'm back to work, so we'll see what else gets done throughout the week. I don't know. Bye. Okay, I thought of another chore I could do. I have this, which is my Pearl and Jade pothos. I think it's a Pearl and Jade, I'm not sure. It wasn't labeled. I'm gonna hang it up. Mostly because I think that this like hanger thing is really ugly, just like sitting on my windowsill. So it's just gonna go up here. And that. And then I think we're good. Yeah. Wow. Howdy. It's Easter. Happy Easter. Please excuse how I look today. This is the first day that I've been able to just stay home and just like do stuff, like just do chores. I wasn't planning on really doing a lot of plant chores today, but everyone is out. So, like, I might as well. Should I turn that light off? I'm gonna turn that light off. Pause. Okay. I think that looks better. Okay, so we're not doing a crazy amount of plant chores today. Just a little bit. And one of them's kind of crazy. One of them is for this guy. So this is my Monstera and Insonii, and I have it on a moss pole, but I kind of want to take it off the moss pole. I don't think it's like doing anything for it. Like it's 100. Look at these roots in there. It loves the moss pole, and if it like really hates being taken off, I'll probably put it back on. But it's not like the leaves are sizing up or anything. A lot of the leaves are kind of bleached right now because I moved it into a more sunny spot. So it looks a little rough, and I think I want to grow this more as a trailing plant than a climbing plant. And I was gonna kind of let it just like climb up to the top of the pole and then trail. I don't think I need to do all that. So I think today we're going to take it out of the moss pole. This is the first time I've ever taken a plant out of a moss pole. And then also, I wasn't planning on doing this either, but I love this plant so much that I want to treat him right. So this is my not monstera. This is my philodendron white knight. I love him bad. I love him real bad. He has a new leaf coming out for me, and I know because it's a philodendron, it will appreciate a moss pole. And I didn't have any spare moss poles for quite a while, but because I took my silver sword and had to cut it up and propagate it, I have this, and it wasn't even rooted into here. I put it on, I like attached it because it was pretty grown by the time I put it on the moss pole, and it just hadn't rooted into it yet. I was using it more as a support than anything. So I think I'm gonna take the top of this and just use it for my white knight, and we'll see if he appreciates it more than the silver sword. I should have plenty of time between now and when the silver sword needs to be put on a moss pole to like get more. These are from Russo Plants, by the way. I adore Russo Plants. I want a plant from them so bad, but all of the products that they make are just so well thought out, and I feel like they're like considerate. Like they're doing this because they love plants and not to make money, and I really, really appreciate it. Highly, highly recommend. The only products that I've tried from them are the moss poles, unfortunately, but I would love to try out some of their grow lights. They have some like fertilizers. They just came out with some orchid pots that are also good for anthuriums. I adore them, and these moss poles are really good. I just use, as you can tell, the little like clear cup thing on the top. I don't have their official like pole topper, but because they're closed back, they don't dry out super fast. I love that these straps are detachable. Not detachable, but like you can unhook it and then you can stick the plant in the moss pole. Because I've had to just like use Velcro and floral stuff to do that, but it's like nice that that's an option. I've definitely done it a couple times on this one, and I've done it on my compost partuanum, and it's just nice. It looks so sleek and clean, and I love that I can look at the roots as they develop. I'm gonna stop going on about the moss poles. They're from Russo Plants. Highly, highly recommend. Love that company. Love that brand. Follow them on Instagram. This isn't sponsored, by the way. They don't know who I am, obviously. So I just really love them, and I want more people to try their stuff. Anyways, I think we're gonna start with putting the white knight on the moss pole because I think that's gonna be the easiest thing to do. I'm gonna be sizing it up a little bit, just a little bit, to that. I repotted it not that long ago, but he's given me 2 leaves since I repotted him, so I think he's stable enough that he can survive another repot. So I'm just gonna, I think I just shoved these like into each other, honestly. Yeah, I did. And then I'm gonna take some of the moss from here. And I'm gonna put it up there. Probably I'll have to extend that kind of soon. That's okay, I'm taking the Ansonia. I only have 5 of these poles right now, just because of money. So I'm trying to like figure out who's getting what. I'm gonna go ahead and toss some dirt in here. I just do dirt on the bottom of the pole. I think that's fine. I don't know if there's a better way to do it. Same mix as always. Y'all know the drill by now. We're 3 videos in. You know the drill. Okay. I'm gonna use my chopstick to make sure that the dirt is actually filling up the bottom of the moss pole, so I don't just have like a weird gap for humidity to collect or dry out. I saw someone make dirty moss, which is like moss mixed with, I think it was orchid bark or some sort of soil component. And apparently it's supposed to help the moss hold on to its nutrition for longer. If anyone wants to let me know if that's like a real thing and if that actually helps at all, that would be cool. Also, it's the first day in like a week that I don't feel disgustingly sick. Very exciting. Now, the unfortunate thing about my white knight, what I think is going to be the unfortunate thing. Its leaves are growing every which way, and I don't think that I have a good, like, this is probably the best way to face it on the moss pole. That might be just what I do. Look at those roots. Don't worry, I'll show you. Beautiful roots. Take some of this dirt off. Oh my gosh, we're already at 14 minutes. Okay, gotta get this guy in here somehow. Let's do that. And then like do that. Basically putting it in sideways and then just angling it like that. And then I'll tilt it a little bit. Get those roots all tucked in. Yeah, I like that. Okay, let me open up. I'll just do one of these base ones for now. I just broke a leaf. Oh, that's heartbreaking. It was a pretty little leaf, but like it had some good variegation on it. Well, damn. Okay, then let me, now that leaf is gone, I might as fucking well take advantage of the opening. That's so sad. I think that was like the first leaf that it ever gave me. It's okay. On to bigger and better things. Bigger and better leaves. Oh my god, this big old plant. Get in there. Thank you. That's how it looks on the pole right now. And then we're just gonna... Okay. Okay. My white knight is officially on a pole. Oh, that looks good. Yay, that looks good. Okay. I'm gonna keep her tag for funsies. It actually has a root stuck to the back of it. Can you see that? That's funny. I should probably take that off so it doesn't just rot. And I'm gonna stick it pretty deep in there so you can barely see it. Oh my gosh, that's so exciting. I love that she's on this little cutie moss pole. I'm gonna go ahead and just move the cup from the Adansonii over to here. And then we'll put her in a new home in a second. But now is gonna be the rough chore, and I feel like I'm running out of time. Like, I feel like I've been filming for way too long. So maybe this is gonna be the last little bit that I filmed for this video, because I really, my past two videos have been like over 40 minutes, and I don't want that to keep happening. So I don't even know how I'm gonna do this. I think I'm gonna pot it into this, which is technically a downsize, just a little bit, but because the pole won't be there, I don't know. We're gonna, if I have to pot it in two different pots, that's also okay. But, oh, she's like in there. And I also really like these pots for my anthurium. And I kind of just want it to be for my anthurium. I'm covered in dirt now. Wow. Good roots though. Look at those roots on the back of the pole. That's crazy. I'm also gonna unclip the bits that are actually secured to the pole. I'm probably just gonna chop them up and then pot them into the pot as if they were like propagations. I don't know. And then we're just gonna, okay, I think that's everyone. I wish I could do this in a way that you could see, but I gotta get her roots out of here. I'm gonna just throw this moss back into my moss container. Worst case scenario, I'll just bleach all of my moss. But should I just unclip the whole thing? I'll just unclip the whole thing. If she'll let me. She's really mad at me right now. She's not happy. This is one of the few instances where I wish I had a potting mat. Most of the time I don't care. But right now, it would be pretty helpful. God, she's so rooted in there. Okay, I'm actually gonna stop filming for a second because I'm getting stressed about time. I'm gonna figure this out and I'll be right back. Okay, a couple of minutes later, the plant is coming out. Oh my god, come on. Give me the pole. Holy shit. That was crazy. Oh, she's beautiful though. Okay. This is crazy. This is what we have. She's got all of these roots that were in the moss pole. Big and beautiful. I cut the top little bit off because I was like, well, it's not gonna be that rooted into the pole because it's the newest bit. And this is one of the longest roots on the whole plant. She has a little growth point for me. So, now that that's done, my God. Also, there's a little bug in the pole. Which, I'm not scared of bugs, that's totally fine. He's just living his best life. More respect to you, King. Okay, now I need to figure out what to do with this. Yeah, I think I'm gonna cut off the aerial root bits. So there, and then right. These guys were not, this side wasn't rooted into the pole, so right there. That's a cute little cutting. And I think that's good. It's just gonna have to live with these last little bits of sphagnum moss, I fear. Will it even fit in here? Technically. Kind of. Honestly, I might trim some of these roots. Because this is so much. I just don't have a pot that it'll fit into right now. Besides the one that it was in. So I'm just gonna cut some roots off. She's already mad at me. What's the worst that can happen? I'm just gonna like just basically give her a smaller root ball. I feel bad because these are some stunning roots. But I think she'll be fine. There, yeah. And then I'm just gonna pot these guys in with her. I'll probably place them first, frankly, because they do have very long roots. So I'll place these first. Get them in there. Get my little top cutting. And get him in there. And then put some soil in. Just so everyone's fairly anchored. Actually, let me trim this. You don't need all that stem. And then we're gonna shove the big mama in. And I will try to remember to pick up a better pot for her next time I'm out at Swanson's or something. Or if anything goes on sale at Target. Where's my chopstick? Did I mix it into my soil? I did. Oopsies, I found it though. And then we're just gonna shimmy it down. Filling those holes nicely. She's gonna be so mad at me. This poor plant. I'm sorry. Okay. She's in her new home, which is a bit of a downgrade. I love how these look in terracotta though, as well. Like, this is so pretty. She's gonna be really mad for a while, and she might lose some leaves, but I think she'll be okay. That was a crazy plant chore run. I feel like the beginning of this week was really boring, and I was just like, yeah, we're just gonna pot up this cutting and then I'm gonna do some other cuttings. And now I have a new plant on a moss pole and I have a plant off a moss pole. And it took longer than I thought it would. So I don't have any other chores planned for the week. I think I'm just gonna let everyone chill for now. So I think I'm just gonna do maybe a weekend of plant chores. Or is that really boring? I don't know. I love these kinds of videos. I love having them playing in the background while I eat or while I'm doing chores. So like I think it's fun and interesting, but if it's not, I apologize. Let me know what else you would like for me to film, whether it's plant related or not. I will hopefully see you soon. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. If you want to follow me, I'm Pretty Pluto Kitty everywhere. And I don't know when I'm going to see you next, but I'll see you soon. I pinky promise. I'm taking you guys plant shopping with me for my birthday, and that's in like 2 weeks. So I pinky promise I will see you soon. Okay, bye.